We're on to pH and pOH practice problems. It's the sheet without any numbered problems, but it does go A through L. It's a mess. It's going to take a lot of kind of just thinking through these problems first, but you always return to what am I asked for, what am I given? So let's start with letter A. We've got pOH of 11.23. And on the right-hand side, we're asked, okay, if your pOH is that, what's your hydrogen ion concentration? We've got to figure that out. So we got a couple steps we have to do here. We can't get to our hydrogen ion concentration from our pOH, but we can get to our pH from our pOH. 14 equals your pH plus your pOH, which is 11.23. So from that, we can figure that our pH is 2.77. 2.77. So our next thing that we got to do, well, now that we're talking hydrogen here with pH, we got to get it to our hydrogen ion concentration. That was our new kind of formula there. We've got our hydrogen ion concentration equals the antilog of our negative pH. And likewise, our hydroxide ion concentration equals the antilog of our negative pOH. Antilog on the school's calculators is second function and log. That will give you this kind of 10 up caret stuff like that. That's exactly what antilog is. Don't worry about it overly. Remember to close your parentheses at the back because we are not savages. So if we run this through our formula, the antilog of our negative pH, we would have the antilog of negative pH, negative 2.77. Run it through the calculator. You should get your hydrogen ion concentration of right about 1.7 times 10 to the negative third molar. 1.7 times 10 to the negative third molar. That's your hydrogen ion concentration. Took a couple steps to get here, starting with changing your pOH into a pH value. And then from your pH value, you use the antilog of the negative pH and got your hydrogen ion concentration down there. So for B, what are we given? Our concentration of sodium hydroxide is 2.06 times 10 to the minus 8 molar, and we want to know our pH. Okay, well, how do we do that? Sodium hydroxide is a strong base. That means 100% dissociation. So this is effectively saying that our concentration of sodium hydroxide is the same as our hydroxide ion concentration. So our hydroxide ion concentration is 2.06 times 10 to the minus 8th molar. What can we do from there? Well, we got to get to pH somehow. Easiest way to do this, only way to do this, is to figure out your pOH. pOH equals negative log of your hydroxide ion concentration, which in this case is 2.06 times 10 to the minus 8th molar. Run that through, and we get a whopping 7.69 as our pOH. pOH is 7.69. You can probably see what step you need to take from here. 14 equals our pH plus our pOH, which is 7.69. Just subtract 7.69 from 14, and we get a pH value of 6.31. The important thing with these problems is that you see the steps that you need to get from one place to another. We've got a family of formulas that we use to do this, but you need to be able to see the step-by-step progression to get from what you're given to what you want to get to. Letter C is nice and easy. You're given a pH of 1.97 and you want to know your hydrogen ion concentration. So our hydrogen ion concentration is equal to the antilog of the negative pH. Just plug and chug. We've got the antilog of negative 1.97. Antilog again is on your calculator, second and log, and make sure you make it a negative. It'd be the negative sign, not the minus sign. That'll screw you up. 1.97. Close your parentheses. We're not savages. So from there, we just pull out the answer. And the answer here is you should get on your calculator 0.0107 as your hydrogen ion concentration. We can change that into scientific notation because, again, we're not savages. That would be 1.07 times 10 to the minus 2 molar. This would be molar up here as well. How did I do that? I moved my decimal place 2 spots. If you move your decimal place to the right, it's going to be negative. So that's my hydrogen ion concentration from my pH. Letter D. Letter D looks like a pain in the butt, but it's nothing we haven't seen before. This H3O plus, remember, that's called hydronium, which is the same to say as your hydrogen ion concentration. This is just a hydrogen ion that's stuck onto water, causing a momentary H3O instead of H2O. You can see it has that positive charge because the hydrogen gives it another charge there. So my hydrogen ion concentration is 3.67 times 10 to the minus 4th. I'm asked for my hydroxide ion concentration. Got a few steps to do. First thing, we've got hydrogen ion concentration. We need to find pH. So our pH equals the negative log of our hydrogen concentration. That's 3.67 times 10 to the minus 4th. Easy. Our pH then equals 3.44. Be careful with your calculator. This is where people screw it up. They don't know how to run the calculator through the problem. So from our pH, we can figure out our pOH because, as always, 14 equals our pH, 3.44, plus our pOH. We do the simple subtraction here. 14 minus 3.44 equals our pOH. And for that, we get, where is it? 10.56 as our pOH. Almost there. Our pOH of 10.56, we can figure out our hydroxide ion concentration from our pOH by using antilog. Antilog of our negative pOH, negative 10.56. That negative is important. If you don't use it, you're going to have a bad time. Antilog, as always, second function log. Then you want the negative 10.56 and then close parentheses because we're not savages. So you do all that stuff and you'll get a OH concentration of, don't have enough room there, 2.8 times 10 to the minus 11th molar. There's our answer right there. Okay, for E, we've got our hydrogen ion concentration of 4.08 times 10 to the minus 10th molar, and we're asked for our pH. This is an easy one. pH from our hydrogen ion concentration is just negative log of that stuff up there, our hydrogen ion concentration, 4.08 times 10 to the minus 10th. Run that through your calculator, and you should get a pH value of right about 9.39. Easy peasy. What I want to do now is I want you to take a break from me. It's mutual. I want to take a break from you too. But I want you to work on F, G, H, and I. Work on those and try to set them up, and then, and only then, come back to the videos and take a look to see how you're doing. Don't just barrel through this whole thing and copy down what I'm saying. I want you to do some work and then check your answers against my setups and see how you did and maybe see where your mistakes were.